Hello YouTube and welcome back to Fire Gaming Project. So in today's short video, I'm going to be doing my review of Shenhe. So I know her banner just ended like I think a day or a day and a half ago or so, and I was ready to do it the other day, but I was just really caught up and really busy, so I didn't put it out timing wise before her banner ended. But that's okay. So regardless, I'm going to do this video now. So I finally built her up earlier in the week, but I actually tried to pull for her Calamity Queller, but not with anything paid. I was just using whatever Primo Gems I had. And the good thing and the bad thing, I guess, is that I was lucky and I got within the first 7 wishes on that banner because I had the Freedom Sworn from the Hu Tao banner. This is just a quick little tangent. I actually ended up getting the Primordial Jade Spear, even though I set my course for Calamity Queller. I thought there'll be, so I kind of delayed it on purpose, thinking that maybe if I was lucky and I won that 50-50 and I got it, then I would obviously level it up and then use it in this review. But I did not get it and I did not spend money to try and get it, so it is what it is. So let's just quickly go backtrack a little bit. So I leveled her up. She's 80 out of 90. This is my typical leveling build to save on some resources for certain characters. The ones I really, really love, I make them 90 out of 90 for sure. But the ones that I'm not super keen on or okay with, I leave them at 80 out of 90. Doesn't mean that they're horrible. It just means that I just prefer other characters over them. But I may make them 90 out of 90 in the future, but not right now. They're not a priority. Anyway, so these are her stats. As we already know, she scales off of attack and attack percentage, so that's the main focus. She is a 5-star Cryo support character, and she is an off-field booster. Okay, so you don't need to put her on the field. You can, of course. You can definitely, dish out crit rate and crit damage if you increase these to dish out more damage if you want to, if you want her to do more damage. But I just feel like I think that the MiHoYo's developers, they intended her to be really an off-field DPS. Off-field support character. And I just feel like I just want to do it that way too. And also the way that the Calamity Queller and all that stuff was set up, the way that its passive works is that you get double if she's off the field, double attack. So anyway, enough about that. So her build. So I ended up giving her the Skyward Spine. Now I know some of you who have been watching my streams from before would have known that I originally gave her here it is, the Black Cliff Pole, and this Skyward Spine was originally on my Toma. In the end, I actually ended up swapping them because this has higher base attack than this, of course, because it's a 5-star. Also because it has energy recharge, and she does have some energy issues. And because she is a support character, the goal is to throw down her E or her Q, or basically her elemental skill or her burst, and then swap her out, right? So it's better to have more energy. Now, as you saw in my stats earlier, it was only 160 plus-ish. It's not the highest, but, it is what it is. I'm not trying to, specifically farm for better stuff for her, so I'm just giving her what I already have. Now, alternatively, for those of you who love her and who really want to beef her up a little bit, of course, Stephahoma is universally the best polearm in the game. It also matches her aesthetically because she's also from Liyue. However, I don't know that this would be best suited for her overall because you could put it on better characters such as obviously Hu Tao, Zhongli, etc. Now, I did get the extra Primordial Jade Spear and I did look into if this was worth putting on her. This, because of the passive, it requires you to be on the field basically because it's meant for Xiao, right? It means it requires an on-field DPS character, and it's more attack and damage focused. Despite the fact that she scales off of attack, and this is a crit rate piece, it's not really suitable for her because she's again not meant to be on the field. So that's why I did not level this up, even though I did get this within the first 7, basically pity from 0. So I was pretty lucky there. So originally, from even if you saw my streams from before, I also thought about getting the deathmatch for her, and the deathmatch is essentially like the 4-star version of the Primordial Jade Spear in many ways. Also crit rate, right? Substat. However, I decided not to give this to her because of the same reason, because this is more of an attack focused one. Now, I will say the passive here could be good for her because she gets an attack bonus. But then the crit rate is technically wasted on her. So yeah, I didn't go that route. But for those of you again who love her, you could definitely go the damage route with these weapons, okay? This one is okay too, the Kitan Spear. And for those of you who have been following me on my more recent streams, I've been trying to do all the craftables. So I finally have one copy of this. It's not like the best spear, but it is something. At least this is not limited to like this one, where the Dragon's Bane is only limited to Hydro and Pyro. So anyway, these Elemental Mastery ones are okay too, because she does dish out Cryo AoE. However, I don't think that that's necessary for her either. Another one, if you have the prototype Star Glitter, this could be okay too if you don't have the Skyward Spine. Energy recharge, right? Of course, the Lithic Spear is also good on her, and it has the attack percentage. In fact, this one, I already did a video about this, comparing it to her Calamity Queller, and this is equivalently, of course, her Calamity Queller is going to be her best, but this is equivalently her best in slot for, I feel like, for her 4-star options, because of the fact that the substat works for her, and she's from Liga, but you will need to have limited specific team comps, and preferably you should have rolled on the weapon banner to try to get this to as close to R5 as possible to maximize and optimize on the damage. I was lucky and I got one extra copy. I had R2 from the original run of that banner, and I got one more copy here, so R3. Okay, moving along. She could be a physical damage DPS or support, so you can try the Dragon Spine Spear, and it is Cryo after all. It has a little Cryo passive, that's fine. If you want to spend your prototype billets on this, I did not, so it's only R1. This is the original one that we got from Dragon Spine 1.2. Alternatively, the Crescent Pike could work for her too, and funnily, I put it on Rosaria. It's been on her for a while. Rosaria is essentially like the 4-star version of Shenhe, technically. Okay, moving along, Favonius Lance is universal. Again, energy recharge is great. However, this passive does require you to have crit rate in order to get extra energy. So you may have to build her with some crit rate and consider that for your artifact setup so that you can benefit from the extra, energy. You might as well, right? And then, of course, the catch is really good. However, the catch is better on Xiangling, on, characters such as Xiangling and Raiden Shogun. Sorry, the words were just escaping me. Anyway, Raiden Shogun and Xiangling would be better with the catch, basically. So it's not preferred to give that to Shenhe. We already talked about the Homa, and Golfing Lightning similarly is good for Shenhe, but it's not preferred to give to her. It's better to leave that for Raiden Shogun or even Xiangling in some cases. And we already talked about these. So anyway, I did spend a little more time here because I actually ended up having more to talk about this time. Okay, artifacts. So in order to maximize on her attack percentage and attack scaling, most other people also did this too. They did a 2-piece Shimenawa set and a 2-piece Gladiator set. This way is actually really easy to get because it's not a 4-piece set. And also for those of you who have been playing, since Inazuma dropped, you would have already gotten a lot of good pieces. I did not specifically go back and farm for any of these pieces for her. These are just what I already had, possibly at a lower level, and I just leveled them up. So yeah, I'm going to quickly just go through them. So attack for the sands, attack for the cup, because it's either that or you can do cryo damage, and attack for this one, because I'm not choosing to give her crit rate or crit damage. However, the substats do make up a big chunk of it for her. Okay, constellations, she sees 0, and talents, I just gave her the standard 888. Of course, if you were to prioritize, what should you prioritize? You should prioritize the Q, the burst, and the E, the skill. Preferably both of these simultaneously if you can. If you have to only pick one over the other, technically then her E, her elemental skill, this one, is actually more frequently used. However, this one is where the big damage comes from and the big AoE, so they both should be preferably leveled up. I also brought her normal attack to 8, however, this is not necessary, especially if you plan to swap her out like I do, but I just did it for consistency. I could have easily just left this at level 6 or lower, but I just decided to go ahead and spend the resources there, but you don't have to. Okay, just in case anyone else is curious, overall though, she has different options for when you're doing the elemental skill. You can press or hold it. She has the Icy Quill stacking, and that's how you boost your other cryo characters. For the burst, of course, it's all about the cryo resistance and also the physical resistance decrease of the character. So she's really good with Eula. I did try using her with Eula, and I don't know, I just find that she's probably better with actual cryo characters, but I mean, you could definitely make her work with Eula. But because Eula also needs energy too, so there's like that little tidbit that you have to keep that in mind. It's kind of similar to how Raiden Shogun doesn't work properly with Beidou, because Beidou also needs a lot of energy. Like, it's kind of like that kind of scenario, to me at least, okay? Now, of course, if you built yours up more optimally, then of course there should be no issue. Now, this one just gains extra 15% cryo damage. This one just again grants extra benefits to your nearby party members, whether you press or you hold the elemental skill. Okay, so it'll either if you press it, then your elemental skill and burst damage will increase. If you hold it, then your normal charge and plunging attack will increase. So depending on how you want to do that, this passive talent bonus is really equivalent to the other existing bonuses out there for characters like Kujosara, Bennett, Kaching, etc., where they have the 25% time discount. I personally talked about this on the stream as well, but I personally would prefer a 25% time discount than a 25% extra materials for the same amount of time, because then she won't be in line with the other characters. Because at least the way I set up my expeditions is those 5 characters now all have the same start and finish time, so then it's easy to track. Whereas if she's just the one-off, where she is actually doing a full 20 hours, whereas they're only doing 15, then you have to come back and check on her. I don't know. And also 25% discounted time just means that you get your stuff faster, so it's technically the same as getting 25% more, but for the same amount of time. Anyway. Alright, without further ado, let's do this. In this setup, I have teamed her up with Ganyu and Ayaka, and I left Kokumi here only because in case I need to heal them, because I don't have a shielding character. Now, this is the first time that I'm using the perpetual array here to do this showcase, so let's just try it, shall we? So that's that. We're really just trying to boost the other characters. That's what I'm trying to do. Oop, it flew out of the way. And I'm getting hit. Oop. Okay. Yeah, so this is I didn't pre-plan this, so that's why I'm just doing this live for the first time. I didn't pre-do this beforehand, so. Okay. Alright. So she has energy issues, obviously, so we do have to keep that in mind too. Okay, I'm just trying to swap them out quickly. Alright. I think I did that in the wrong order, but regardless, yeah, it should be able to boost it. Yeah. I mean, my ordering was wrong at the end. Again, this is live. I mean, I didn't pre-practice this. But regardless, as you can see, she definitely does boost the other Cryo characters. And she would be a great teammate and asset to any of these existing Cryo characters. Now, at the end of the day, I think I'm going to add this moving forward now too for my character reviews. Is she a must-pull? Was she a must-pull? I already announced this beforehand, before she was released, after she was released, and even on stream. I do not think she's a must-pull character. And so I didn't care to go for her constellations, and I also didn't care too much to get her Calamity Queller. I already talked about that when the banner was announced as well. It's a very niche, that was a very niche pole arm that honestly only she can utilize, because it does double the attack damage only if the character is off-field with effects. And again, out of all the remaining other pole arm users, not any of them are actually off-field characters. I mean, maybe Toma, but you wouldn't need, he's a 4-star, come on. You don't need to really focus that, and same with Yunjin, they're 4-star characters. I mean, you could consider that maybe for Xiangling, but Xiangling does better with energy and burst damage. And again, Rosaria, you could have considered that too, because she's basically the 4-star version of Shenhe, but again, the Calamity Queller is not required. You don't need to get a 5-star weapon for most of the 4-star characters, okay? Quite honestly. So anyway, that's my review of Shenhe. I'll keep it a little bit short here, but I did spend a lot more time talking about weapons, because I noticed that in my previous character reviews, I don't spend enough time on certain topics. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this, and feel free to leave me any comments. Do you guys like Shenhe? Did you guys get her? Did you guys try to go for her constellations? Did you guys try to get the Calamity Queller, or did you get it? Let me know, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you.